Like FPL team reveals, well, Fantasy Football Fix don't do things the traditional way. The Elite 11 is unlike any other team reveal, offering real-time tracking data. The combined Elite 11 boasts an unrivaled 74 top 10k and 55 top 5k finishes. You can follow transfers, captain selections and activated chips used by the Elite 11 managers, all live and in real time. You can also track the Consensus 11, an amalgamation of the Elite 11, combining the Elite 11 managers' FPL knowledge into one aggregated team for you to follow. Welcome back to the FPLtips channel for the Gameweek 2 team selection preview. Before we move on to the transfer and captaincy plans going forwards, let's take a look at how the first Gameweek went. On the whole, it was a solid start, with a score of 102 points earning a rank just outside the top 250k. Very few of those points came in defence, where only Alexander-Arnold kept a clean sheet. But there was plenty of promise in the underlying stats for the back four. Vladimir Coufal ranked 5th amongst defenders for expected assists, after creating a big chance for Michail Antonio, who was denied by the woodwork. Everton ranked 3rd best for expected goals conceded, only bettered by Wolves and Chelsea, and it was a rare individual error from Michael Keane that allowed Southampton in behind to score. Man United conceded just 3 shots in the box against Leeds, the fewest of any team in Gameweek 1, and it was a well overdue long-range strike from Luke Ayling that saw Luke Shaw lose his clean sheet. But each of the midfielders got on the score sheet, with Salah and Fernandes showing why they were the 2 most popular premiums coming into the season. Mason Greenwood was unfortunate to only come away with the 1 return in a lively performance against Leeds, while Diogo Jota's opening goal for Liverpool was somewhat cancelled out by Tsimikas keeping a clean sheet. The goals continued up front, where Danny Ings converted a 97th minute penalty to open his account for Aston Villa in the Premier League, while Michail Antonio could have ended up with even more than his 13-point haul, having also missed a penalty. So let's move on to the transfer plans ahead of Gameweek 2. In terms of a potential transfer out, there's only really one man that I'm concerned by at this point, and that's Diogo Jota, who was always a gamble. Yes, he did his job in Gameweek 1 with a start and a goal, but Roberto Firmino continued to apply pressure by scoring off the bench. But it's always nice to bank a free transfer after the first game week, and have 2 to use, possibly with a hit, in Gameweek 3, when we'll have another week of information to assess. So even though I have much less confidence in Jota starting against Burnley than I did against Norwich, I'm actually leaning towards rolling the dice one more time. There's always a possibility that Klopp reverts back to the front 4 he trialled at times last season, with both strikers starting, and even in the worst case scenario, you'd still expect 20 to 30 minutes off the bench. All that being said, if I were to change my mind and make a move this week, Saïd Benrahma would be the man most likely to come in. The Algerian carried forward his impressive pre-season form to earn double figures against Newcastle, linking up well with Michail Antonio, just as he did in recent friendlies. So with all that in mind, here's how the team is set to line up for Gameweek 2. Brighton conceded 3 big chances to Burnley in their opening fixture, only Newcastle fared worse. The fact that Watford landed 7 efforts on target against Aston Villa also doesn't bode well for Robert Sanchez. Only Man United and West Ham managed more. Liverpool have only beaten Burnley once in their last 4 meetings at Anfield, conceding on each occasion, but fans returning is sure to give them a boost. Only Kieran Tierney completed more successful crosses than Trent Alexander-Arnold amongst defenders in Gameweek 1. Leicester, Leeds and Southampton each ranked amongst the bottom 4 teams for expected goals on the opening weekend, which bodes well for Coufal, Digne and Shaw. Just 4 defenders attempted more final third passes than Vladimir Coufal. Meanwhile, Luca Digne took the second most corners amongst defenders, with only Kostas Tsimikas taking more. The Frenchman attempted 8 crosses, which was the highest tally amongst Everton teammates. 2 big chances for Diogo Jota saw him rank joint top amongst midfielders in Gameweek 1, on par with Bruno Fernandes and Brentford's Christian Norgard. Only Fernandes landed more than his 2 efforts on target. No midfielder took more shots in the box than Mo Salah, while his tally of 3 big chances created was a league best. The Egyptian seemed to struggle without fans last season, averaging more points on the road than at home for the first time in his 4 seasons at Liverpool. But Salah at Anfield with fans was always a winning combination. Mason Greenwood led the line well against Leeds, and it wouldn't be a surprise to see him again preferred to Anthony Martial up top. Southampton recorded 2.25 expected goals conceded in Gameweek 1, with only Newcastle faring worse. After the first round, Michail Antonio is the league leader for both big chances and expected goals. Despite keeping the clean sheet in their opening match, Leicester conceded 12 shots in the box. Only Norwich and Brentford faced more, each with 13. It all went wrong for a new-look Aston Villa side against Watford, while Danny Ings' only shot came from the late penalty. But they'll fancy themselves to get back on track against a Newcastle defence that conceded 6 big chances in Gameweek 1, twice as many as any other team. Aside from whether to keep or sell Jota, the other big decision to make for Gameweek 2 is who to captain, with both Salah and Fernandes making a strong case. The fans being back looked like it made a difference on the opening weekend, with lots of home wins, but a lot of those teams were also the favourites to begin with. Burnley have been a bit of a bogey team for Liverpool, and Salah in particular doesn't have a great scoring record against them, with just 1 goal in 7 appearances. He's failed to find the back of the net in his last 6 meetings with the Clarets, missing 5 big chances in that time, though has picked up 4 FPL assists. But for me, Southampton just seem to be there for the taking at the moment. They ended last season poorly, shipping a league-high 49 goals in the second half of the campaign, and they let Everton breeze past them last weekend. So for now, it's Bruno Fernandes who wears the armband.